This is from the New York Times website. 9/11/2009. Anti-abortion protester shot to death. If you notice, they don't say pro-life. A man who had long been vocal in his opposition to abortion was shot to death Friday morning while staging an anti-abortion protest outside a Michigan high school, authorities said. The man, James Pouillon, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's Pouillon, 63 years old, was shot at 7:20 a.m. as he stood outside Owosso High School in Detroit, a city of fewer than 15,000 people 90 miles northwest of Detroit. On Friday afternoon, the police said they had in custody a suspect in the shooting and in a second fatal shooting nearby, not far from the school. You ever notice how that when there's a couple of shootings, it's all over CNN and MSNBC, Fox? But meanwhile, I seen this on the bottom of the screen. The little sidebar, the blip at the bottom of the screen is where I seen this story. Other shootings become an all-day affair. Officials are investigating whether Mr. Pouillon, who had been involved in anti-abortion efforts for decades, was singled out because of those views. Local newspapers reported that he had been carrying photographs of fetuses outside the school shortly before the shooting. Prosecutors said the suspect, who was 33, targeted Mr. Pouillon because he disapproved of the victim's protests in front of children at the school. Oh, gee, so let's just shoot the man. There was some displeasure at how open he was, said Sarah Edwards, the chief assistant prosecutor. He intended to carry big signs with very graphic pictures of fetuses. Oh, gee, well, let's just murder him. Mrs. Edwards said the suspect would likely be charged later Friday. At a news conference, the police said several shots were fired at Mr. Pouillon from a passing car. After a witness provided the car's license plate number, the police arrested the suspect at his home. The authorities did not immediately identify him. The police said the suspect told them that he had been involved in another murder Friday at a gravel company as well. Hi, I'm Gerard Paul, the pro-life guy. You notice the way the media bends these stories? You know, Dr. Tiller, the baby killer, when he was killed, they're still talking about it. You still hear about it every once in a while on TV. There was days and days and days of stories about him. Meanwhile, this story was a little blip at the bottom of the screen. Do you realize that there have been over 100, pro-lifers killed by pro-choice people since 1990? Over 100 murdered by pro-choice people since 1990. All for just trying to save babies. I mean, pro-choice people are actually that passionate to murder. It's ridiculous. And for this to happen on a day like 9/11? Why? You know, I hope you hear a lot more about this story. Like I said, it was a little blip at the bottom of the screen. You might hear it on the news tonight. But by tomorrow, this story will be all forgotten about. And you'll continue to hear about Dr. Tiller. Over 100 pro-lifers killed by pro-choicers since 1990. Keep that in mind. Life is a miracle. Thank you for watching my videos. Save the babies.